Hey everybody, it's Party Elite with a beginner's guide to Total War Warhammer. I wanted to give you guys a breakdown of unit stats, what each one part means, and how it influences an engagement. Some of this might seem self-explanatory, but there's a fair amount going on behind the numbers themselves. Just a heads up, I'm not going to get too technical. The unit size simply refers to how many individuals form one full unit, or, during battle, how many individuals are left in the unit with the maximum unit count in parentheses. You can also see how many enemy individuals this unit has killed in this battle so far. I wish it was persistent for campaigns. It would be nice to see some legacies get built. On the campaign map, you can see the upkeep cost. This tells you how much it costs to maintain this unit per turn. This bar here tells you how much XP the unit has gained so far. Chevrons will appear next to the bar as the units rank up. These chevrons go from bronze to silver to gold, and stack 3 high each for a total of 10 ranks, from nothing to triple gold. Hit points are just the total health of the unit, calculated as the sum of the health of each individual in the unit. This is a better indicator of the condition of a unit, rather than simply looking at the number of individuals in it, because it tells you how much more of a beating they can take before they all perish. Now moving on to the stats themselves. If you see a vertical gold bar, this is showing you the stats of the unit that you currently have selected versus the unit that you're hovering over. This is so that you can see and compare stats between two units. When looking at how filled these horizontal bars are, red portions of the bar mean the stat has been reduced, either because of a debuff, the result of using ammunition, or some other battle conditions. Meanwhile, green portions mean the stat has been increased, either by ranking up, buffs, or again, some other battle conditions. Hover over the bars to get details on what's affecting them. It's a very good idea to keep an eye on these, because that information can change how you play out the battle. The unit's armor value tells you the maximum possible percentage of damage reduction it has. A minimum of 1 damage is always done though. Armor protects the unit from the average attack, as units that aren't described as armor piercing do very little damage against units with armor. A shield next to the bar tells you that this unit has a shield, giving a chance to block ranged fire coming in from the front. A brown shield means a 30% chance, and a grey shield means a 50% chance of blocking. Leadership is the Warhammer word for morale. The higher this stat, the lower the chances of the unit breaking and routing. Keep an eye on this as battle conditions will dramatically affect the stat. The death of a lord, having your lord nearby, safe flanks, being flanked, etc. All of these things change this number in the middle of a battle and can change how things play out. Speed simply refers to the relative land speed of the unit. You can use this to get a better understanding of the maneuverability of your entire army. Melee attack refers to the chance the unit has to actually strike the enemy. A high melee attack value means the unit is more likely to cause damage to the enemy more often. The amount of this damage is determined further down the stat list. Icons next to the bar tell you about various damage effects that this unit causes, such as poison, fire, etc. I would definitely hover over these to get a better understanding of what your unit is capable of. Melee defense represents the ability to parry, block, and dodge. In battle, it counters the enemy's melee attack rating to reduce the chance of a successful hit. Weapon strength is a measure of the actual damage caused by the unit. If you hover over the number, you'll get a breakdown of the stat into armor piercing and base damage. On a successful hit, the former is always applied, and the latter needs to get through any enemy armor first. Any bonus damage listed here only applies to the base damage and isn't considered to be armor piercing. Various icons before the bar suggest different bonuses. A sword, towering over a small human icon, says this unit does extra damage against human-sized or smaller units. Meanwhile, a small sword next to a towering human icon suggests this unit does bonus damage against units the size of cavalry or larger. The metal armor icon says the unit has the armor piercing trait. Units with this tend to largely ignore enemy armor and are the best choice against heavily armored troops. Charge bonus is the modifier value given to this unit's melee attack and damage if it charges into combat at full speed. Charge bonus damage does not seem to be armor piercing, and the modifier does fade over the first 15 seconds of engagement, so keep that in mind if you plan on using hit and run tactics. Charge bonus and impact damage are different, the latter being damage caused by the difference in velocities and masses between the charging unit and the target of the charge. This is a hidden stat. Ammunition simply refers to the ammo count for the unit, whether it's an archer or field artillery or anything in between and beyond. Range tells you, well, the range of this unit's missiles. It's great to help you plan out formations and maneuvers, and it's also good to keep in mind that accuracy does reduce over larger distances. Missile damage tells you how much damage this unit causes over a span of 10 seconds. Hovering over this bar will give you details such as reload time and base versus armor-piercing damage. Once again, icons next to the bar give you details about modifiers like armor-piercing, poison, etc. The ability to read your and your enemy's unit's stats gives you insight into their strengths and weaknesses. This information can be used to change the outcome of a battle, and that's what being a great general is about. For more tips and tricks, subscribe to this channel, and if there's something you'd like to see covered, let me know in the comments below.